Hey there, what's up all you wild and crazy cats in Miss McCant's 4th grade room? Mr. Yarber here to give you a rundown on specific moon phases and why there's 8 of them. And I got my friends dancing in the background. I'm sure this is a song that you're probably all a little bit familiar with. But let's get to those moons first. Now, there's 2 important definitions that we have to know whenever we talk about the phases of the moon. The first, the waxing moon. That means that it looks like the moon's growing, the moon's getting larger, it's getting bigger. And the waning moon, which means it looks like the moon is in fact getting smaller. Now, the lunar cycle lasts, it takes about 29 and a half days per month. That means that what happens is the moon makes one complete orbit around the Earth. Now, while this moon orbits, we have 8 specific phases. I repeat, 8 specific phases of the moon. The first phase being the new moon. The new moon is something we're all familiar with whenever we walk outside in the night sky and we don't see a moon. That's because there is a new moon cycle that is beginning. It can't be seen. Now, the second phase of the moon cycle is called the waxing, not the waxing, the waxing crescent. Now, the waxing crescent, just like you'd say crescent roll, is whenever you can see a little sliver of the moon right here, just a small little piece. That's our second phase in the moon cycle. Now, our third phase in the moon cycle is the first quarter. The first quarter, we have a moon, and you can see pretty much half that moon, okay? Remember, as the moon comes out, it lights up the Earth, so we can see a little bit better at night. That's why it's good to have the moon out. After the first quarter, we then have what's called the waxing gibbous. Now, the waxing gibbous is whenever you can see almost the entire moon right here. These guys are getting down, ain't they? You can see almost the entire moon right here. It's not quite a full moon yet, but it's getting close. And yes, that takes us to our 5th phase, which is the full moon. This is the big bright thing in the sky that we can all see. You walk outside, maybe grab your telescope, look at it. You can see the craters on the moon. It's pretty cool. But then that takes us to the 6th phase, which is the waning gibbous. Now, just like our full moon, you can see almost all the moon, but not quite. It's over half, but it's not a full moon. Okay, that's the waning gibbous. Then that takes us to the next one, which is the last quarter, which is basically our last half moon. Okay, that's what we all like to call it, as a half moon, so it's our last half moon. And then that takes us to the 8th cycle, which is our waning crescent, where you can only see one little sliver or piece of the moon before it gets to a new moon phase. Now, as you can see, if you follow my finger here, it looks like the moon grows and the moon shrinks. That's why they call it waxing and waning. Now, I'll tell you an interesting fact. There is this thing that we like to call a blue moon, and these guys right here love it. You'll love it. That's whenever, it's very rare, but every once in a while you may run into a circumstance where you get 2 full moons in the exact same month. I'm mind blown. This is Mr.